Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jacob Ferguson, and today we're going to be talking about episode 5 of Global All-Stars. And yes, I am eating raisins. Get these orange raisins here. They taste like you're biting on the peel of a orange. What a mediocre experience. Anyway, so the queens had to overact in movie sequels called Booby. It was a play on Barbie. And since the Barbie craze was happening while this was airing, or while this was filming, obviously that's what they did. But if I'm gonna be frank here, it was a drag race acting challenge. You already know. Let's get into it. So the queens walk back into the workroom, and Miranda LeBrow is gone. No mirror message, of course, because why would we? We're not like a regular drag race season. We're a cool drag race season, right? Okay, I'm gonna finish eating these later. They have a very short talk, where Soa and Queen both say, you know, what Melania said in Untucked last week was valid. However, past is in the past. Let's move on. We're allowed to feel our way too. And online, everybody's been like, "Oh, Melania," which, I mean, I love Melania. She's great, but I also love Queen Kong, and I also love Soa Muse. And everybody else is like, "Let's bully Soa." No. "Let's bully Queen." No. We're not doing that. And if any of you watching have done that, I need you to click off this video and not watch the rest of it, because I don't want your engagement. They walk back into the workroom the next day. Again, very short. This was 55 minutes long. I think that the editors are knowing now how to put together a cohesive story, except for when it comes to the actual challenge part, and we'll get to that. And the reading challenge happens, and it is horrid. They only show a couple of reads from each of the girls. Alyssa only gets one. None of them are really funny, and Kitty Scott Claus ends up winning the reading challenge. RuPaul then announces that they are going to be starring in the Booby sequels, and so they have to like pick dolls out of a little hat, and there's 3. I would have rather preferred 5. One of them be Ken, one of them be Barbie, or Booby. In this case, Booby and Ben. But that's just me. So the teams end up being Vanity Vane, Eva Le Queen, Tessa T, and Galavado, in Frankenbooby. It is basically Frankenstein, but boobyified. Pythia, Soa Muse, and Melania in Pirates of the Booby, or Boobies of the Caribbean, I think. And then finally, you have Alyssa, Queen, and Kitty in Jurassic Booby. RuPaul then announces that the category on the runway is going to be Browntown. So we get into the meat of the episode, which is the filming and all of that. Honestly, no one does bad, though I think they're trying to give Eva this critique of, like, you're like make it bitchier and all of that. First and foremost, there's a way that Asia O'Hara did this on Breastworld, and Breastworld was like this. It was not a very good acting challenge, where you can make somebody coming in at the last second really iconic and really funny. That's how Asia won the challenge. But is Eva gonna do that? No. She walks in and starts talking about like the homeowners association, I think. It's not funny. Not unlike what the other queens have been doing. Miranda is not Miranda, Gala, sorry. She just kind of looked like Miranda to me this week. I don't know why. Not on the runway, but like in the challenge. I think it has something to do with like the runway that we saw from Miranda. So Gala is doing this play on Weird Barbie. Nah. Gala didn't hit the mark for me tonight either. I think that there was she was trying to be Igor and also Weird Barbie, and they combined the two, but it just didn't work. I think that if Gala had gone more Igor-ish instead of more supermodel-ish, it would have been funny. But then they gave her the little critique of be supermodel. Why? Do you want her to fail? Obviously. Because I just don't think that it was a good idea for her to do that. Meanwhile, Vanity Vane stole the show. She was Monster Barbie or Monster Booby, and she just was great. I saw the little Lady Gaga references that they were doing. I didn't really care a whole lot. You know, it's Lady Gaga. Sure, she's out of her monster era now. We can move on from that. She's now saying that the Joker movie that she's a part of isn't a musical, even though there's songs in it and she sings them. And her dumbass excuse was like, well, you know, it's just they get so worked up they can't do it into words. I'm like, girl, just say it's a musical and move on with your life. Anyway, I think that she did the best of her group. Tessa T did good as well, though I think that she was a bit stiff for being a mad scientist. It needed to be like more up here and and all of that. I would base it completely off of like Thriller or Vincent Price type thing. Not go full Frankenstein. Because honestly I don't think that it's that deep. But going for more of a campy, like Vincent Price-esque thing. I don't even know if Tessa knows who Vincent Price even is. But I think if she had been up here and cackling and all of that, it would have made the character a whole lot better and it would have worked. Overall, this team was the worst. I think that Vanity was the clear, just safe. And that the bottom three were Tessa, Gala, and Eva. Up next, let's talk about Boobies of the Caribbean. Honestly, all three of them did a phenomenal job. We had Pythia as Glitterbeard, Soa as the hero pirate, I guess, and Nelania as the damsel in distress. And I think that Nelania did the best job here, for what it was worth. Though Pythia and Soa definitely did really well as well. Honestly, this was the best group. It was the most fun. They looked like they were having the most fun. And it didn't seem like that from the it did. It seemed like that from the actual air time, like the actual filming process. But one team had a better filming process, but then kind of sucked at it. So we'll get to them next. But definitely, my top three of the week are like this is the best of the night. And finally, the English-speaking queens, Kitty Scott Claus, Queen Kong, and Alyssa Edwards, get Jurassic Booby. Alyssa is playing an homage to Richard Attenborough. Welcome to Jurassic park. Kitty is playing unnamed paleontologist. I'm assuming that she's like Dr. Alan Grant, but I could be wrong. Also, Richard Hammond is the scientist's name. And then Queen Kong is playing like the dinosaur type thing. I thought, based off of the filming thing, that theirs was going to be hilarious. And then you get into it, and there are like one or two jokes that sort of land. But then you look at Queen doing her thing. I was like, Queen, you're a dinosaur. Like, I really wish that she had brought more of like the dinosaur aspect to her Booby character, because all she was doing was going, ooh, I just want to play. It's like, be a T-Rex. Be a T-Rex. It would be a whole lot funnier if you were just Booby, like you had the body of woman, T-Rex head. The dinosaur song from Glee is calling. But, T-Rex head, woman body, it would have been a lot funnier. And don't speak, just do T-Rex noises. Meanwhile, Kitty is just not giving it her all, and neither is Alyssa. Alyssa's doing this weird British accent type thing, and Kitty is just boring. She's boring. Very boring. Almost too boring. This team didn't really do that great, but there were some jokes that landed, and the sum of its parts was okay. So, let's get to the runway. Category is Brown Town. Thank God there are no more reveals. I swear to God if there were. First up is Tessa T. This looks just really, really good on her. I like the shoulders. I like the hips. I really like it. I'm just now noticing the leopard print or cheetah print on the thighs here. It just looks really attractive, and the mohawk or the faux hawk is just really good too. This is definitely a cream. Up next is Galavero. Now I'm gonna just say it. Gala, for me, had the weakest runway tonight. It was a lot. And I agree with the judges. I think that if she had stripped away a couple of things, maybe changed the dynamic of a couple of things, or even just changed the outfit into something less bulky and garbage-like and more less apocalyptic and more beautiful. You need something from me? Hey, get your butt back down there. Thank you. If she had changed it into something that was more pretty and less post-apocalyptic, it would have been absolutely fine. But just the way that she styled it was just not it for me. This is going to be a crunch. I am sorry, Galavado. Up next is Vanity Vane. This is a cream. I love this outfit. I love the things. Is it a bit simple? Maybe, if you look at it that way. But I love the look, and for what it's worth, this is the first cream that Vanity's gotten in a while. I really enjoy her. She's really just a good... It's a good runway night for her. Up next is Eva Le Queen. So this look is really pretty. I really like it. The brown tones really work well on her. One thing that I will say is that yes, it is a tad bit basic. I'm trying to stop my kitten. Hey. It is a tad bit basic, however, get down. I love it. It's a cream for me tonight. She had a really good runway night tonight. Up next is Pythia. I enjoyed this look. I didn't really notice the camp factor right away, but the second I caught that camp factor, I was like, yep, she's good. I enjoyed the fur. I enjoyed the bear on the back. I didn't get a picture of the bear on the back. This is a definite cream for me tonight, Pythia. Good job. This is Nelania, and she had the best look of the night. Well, okay. She's tied with somebody else, who we'll get into in just a second. I love the fact that she's a violin. I love the fact that she played herself on the runway. It was just a very, very good, cohesive look. And no one is doing it like her on the runway tonight anyway. So this is a cream. So this is the other look that I was talking about. This is Zoe Muse. She just looks like $1,000,000. I love the fans. I love the hair. I know it was a historical reference. I'm gonna have to rewatch the runway to remember the person's name. I'm sorry. There was just a whole lot thrown at me this episode. But it's a cream for me tonight. She looks like $1,000,000. Up next is Alyssa Edwards. This is so good. But I mean, I wouldn't think anything less if it wasn't. This look is just chef's kiss. It's so good. It's steampunk, it is vintage, it is like clockwork. Steampunk chic has not gone out of style yet, and I'm waiting for a steampunk runway on our next season of Drag Race because we need that. This is a cream. Up next is Queen Kong. This look is good, though I will say that the thing about Queen is she loves a headpiece. It's sort of blending in with every other thing that she's presented on the runway, except for that horrid Color My World look. But like she's done a whole lot of for the ancestors thing, and that's not bad. I love that she's bringing her heritage into this, but like her Garden of Eden look and this look are very, very similar. I kind of just want her to step out of her box a little bit, but not too far out of her box that it turns into the Color My World reveals. And last but not least, I skipped over her because it's Kitty Scott Claus. They read Eva today for her drag not being on a global level. The fuck do you call this then? Is this on a global level to you? No, it is not on a global level to you. This is absolute garbage. Absolute garbage. And this is something that I can actually blame the Queen for. The rest of the decisions around keeping Kitty has not been Kitty's doing. It has been legitimately just production. Looking back, and honestly looking back, on her original season, were there any looks where she was not this? Were there? Because I distinctly remember each of her looks just being mediocre and not really being good. And then when you really, really get down into it, she won a fugly ball on her season. I'm sorry, but if we're gonna critique Eva the Queen and Vanities for being basic, we need to critique Kitty's for being extra basic. Because guess what? That is something that we can critique. Kitty's look is the most basic. All this is a dress with a coat. She looks like a discarded member of the Spice Girls in this. And the fact that they want to keep this around, but not keep somebody like Eva the Queen, who has had maybe one stumble with a runway, this runway, but on the rest of them has been really, really good. And Kitty's has consistently just been bad. Her English Rose, horrid. Her Pound look, horrid. All three of her spy looks were bad. Last week's, also very bad. So if we are critiquing this on a global level, let's stop and think about, is Kitty the next face of this? No. And because the fan backlash would be so bad, Kitty's not going to win this season. Even if she does make it all the way to the top four, which she will. Let's be real here. They've already pushed her this far. They're going to push her further. So let's talk about, while I'm already heated, let's talk about the winner this week. I immediately thought that Pythia, Soa, or Nelania were going to win. And then they go, nope, it was Jurassic Booby. Everybody laughed, right? Everybody laughed at Jurassic Booby. I wasn't laughing. I didn't laugh at any of them, but that's just standard Drag Race affair when they're trying to be like, oh, look, I have boobs, I'm a woman. That's not funny to me. You gotta actually write stuff that's gonna be funny and referential and good. That's why, like, Daytona Wind is the way that it is. And I think it was the first one. The second one was shit. But the first one was actually really funny because it was a soap opera. And then they took elements of that. And that's why, RDR Live doesn't work. But that's why Meeting in the ladies' room did kind of work. They give the win to Queen. Why? Why don't you give it to somebody like Nelania or Pythia or Soda Muse, who aren't going to get a lot of wins in this competition anyway because you don't see them as competition. You're only focused on these three queens and that's it. It makes no sense and it makes me so mad that they have just decided to put all of their eggs into these three queens baskets. I think they're playing it safe. They know that these three queens and Pythia are the ones that everybody's coming to see. Bar none, UK, US, and Canada have been the most successful. Down Under's been shit for a long time, and I don't see it getting better with the fact that Michelle Visage is going to be the new host. I really wish that they would take her out of Down Under and replace her with somebody who's going to actually critique Down Under drag, like Kidda and Anita could do a joint host like they did the last time with their seasons. This is not good. This is not good. You can't just give the win to Queen and have everybody go, yeah, she did the best, right? Right? It's like they're holding a sword up to our necks and they're like, right, we're gonna slice your throat if you don't say right. It's like, come here for a minute. I just want to use you as a prop. Come here. I'll give you a treat. And that perked your ears up. Come here. It'd be like, right, Queen did the best, right? And I got, no, come here. Okay, I'm not gonna, no, I don't even have a knife. I don't have a knife. You're good. Say hi. You're on camera. She beats me up on camera, not clickbait. I love you. I love you. No, don't bite me. Hey, 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 hey. Well, there goes my arm. So yeah, I fully disagree with Queen Kong's win here. I think it should have gone to Nilania or Soda Muse. Pythia less so just because she's already won and I'm wearing bedroom shoes and Marcy has decided that my bedroom shoe was public enemy number 1. Therefore it must be taken out. You good? Where are you? Oh, you're under the table. Okay. Anyway, sorry. Pythia less so because she already won a challenge. So with that being said, congratulations to Queen, I suppose. Let's get to the bottom 2. The bottom 2 were the bottom 2 that I predicted. It was Galavado and Eva the Queen, and they have to lip sync. The lip sync song surprised me. Take on Me by Aha. So, granted, Gigi Good used it in a finale performance. In my nose bleeding? Okay, there it goes. A finale performance. But we've already heard the song on Drag Race before. Stop reusing it. Stop reusing songs that we've heard on Drag Race before. This is Global All Stars. Let's have fun. You better not touch my classic mix. Hey. Marcy, why? That was just Marcy. Alright. So the winning queen of the lip sync was Gala. I disagree. I think that both of them could have gone home and I would have been fine. But I guess give the win to Gala if you're not going to have Eva last very long in the competition. What did you guys think of this episode? Leave your comments down below. And I will see you next time, I guess. Next week it seems to be a design challenge, so I'm guessing that Soda Muse is probably going to leave. But we shall see. Alright, y'all. Before my cat completely destroys my entire house, I will see you guys later. Bye.